Hello and welcome. I'll be discussing the installation of Central Dispatch as well as the prerequisites and requirements for that installation. This session of videos covers the 4.x version of Central Dispatch and may not be applicable to either 3.x or 6.x. Before installing on your system, please ensure that you have verified the latest compatibility in terms of operating systems. At the time of this recording, the operating systems supported by Central Dispatch were the Red Hat Enterprise Linux and Derivatives, Oracle Solaris, and Microsoft Windows Server systems. The system requirements for installation are that your machines have at least 1 gigabyte of memory, 150 megabytes of free disk space, and that in the case where you are installing on multiple systems, that connectivity exists between the machines. And connectivity can simply be the ability to ping between machines and to get responses to those pings. The other requirement for installation is that there are 2 local administration accounts on all of the machines and that these accounts have the same usernames and passwords. The 2 accounts mentioned in the requirements and prerequisites section of this video are the accounts used to manage the Central Dispatch site. The first account is an administrator account that's used to configure the site, define your services, start and stop services with respect to the Central Dispatch site. The second account is what we refer to as a monitor account, and it entitles the users that are provided with that account information read-only access to the Central Dispatch site. The 2 accounts are regular Windows accounts. They don't require special permissions. They can be part of the regular users group and need not be part of the administrator account. These accounts need to be local accounts, and they need to be on all of the machines in the site. So if you have 2 accounts the way I've got them here, DispADM and DispMON defined on one of your systems, these accounts must exist on all of the other machines using the same account name and the same account password. Now that our accounts are all set up, we're going to go ahead and launch the installer from the package I downloaded to the desktop of this Windows machine. Within the package, I'm going to launch the setup file. I'll accept the defaults for most of these screens. Most are pretty standard. This one's the license agreement. On this screen, if this is the first node that you are installing, my recommendation is that you select Documentation Management and Node. Node is the minimum component required to participate in the load balancing, and it consists of the software agent and kernel module or driver that is required to perform the load balancing. Management is a reference to the management GUI to configure the product, as well as the command line GUI, and documentation is documentation. I'll take the default for the path, the default for the destination folder for the log file. This address that you see here is a placeholder IP address. In 99 out of 100 instances, it's okay to take the default. The only reason not to take the default is if you happen to run this address scheme on your network. Now this is highly unlikely because of how narrow the subnet mask is. So again, 99 out of 100 times, it's okay to just accept the default. The NIC selection screen is where you would select the network card that will answer the requests for the shared IP address. Now the shared IP address is going to be shared among the pool of servers that are going to be part of the Central Dispatch site. If you're uncertain about the network card in case of multiple network cards, my recommendation is to look down at the address field and select the IP address that happens to be on the same subnet as the shared IP address that you intend to use. This is where we select the two accounts. Administration mode username is going to be the account used for administration purposes. Monitor mode username is the account used to monitor the site. And as a reminder, these two accounts need to exist on all nodes in the site. And for all of the nodes, the two accounts have to have the same username and the same password. We'll take the defaults for all of the ports. These are the components that comprise the management GUI. We will again take the defaults and hit next. The instance count, we can leave at 1. Just as a reference, you need 1 instance for every distinct central dispatch site that you will be running. This is where you are afforded an opportunity to designate a specific name for each instance. I will again take the default. Some customers choose to label here by the application name. So for instance, if this were going to be my external website, I might choose to call this instance www.resonate.com. But since this is going to be pretty generic, I will go back to the default name. In doubt, please select the defaults. I'll select Finish to complete the installation of the node portion of Central Dispatch. The Resonate driver that loads for this version of Windows is not signed, hence the hardware installation warning that you get here about the driver not passing the Windows logo certification. Please select Continue Anyway at this screen. Once complete, you'll be presented with this screen, which is a prompt to restart the machine. Prior to using Central Dispatch, you will have to restart. This concludes the installation of Central Dispatch 4.x.